Normally, if I wasn't listening, I would go down that road of leading someone to knowledge of God's love. But that's not what Joe was looking for. He needed something else that day. I asked Joe how he came to know God, and Joe said that 15 plus years ago, he used to make lots of money trucking. But one day, God asked him to park his truck and just go on the road for him. So he did. Joe talked of his endless adventures and how he's learned that all he truly needs is the Father. He has shelter wherever he goes and food when he needs it most. He says often people try to give him things that he doesn't need. But on this day, he got exactly what he needed. He had been at this rest area for 2 days, and no one had even stopped to say hi to him. We get so busy going where we're going that we forget to open our eyes and see how God might want to use us in the moment. This moment was special. God used me to feed one of his sheep. Joe said the food and conversation was all that he needed in this moment. Nothing else mattered. I asked if I could pray for him, and I had the blessing of lifting up his journey to the Lord. He had tears in his eyes, and I could tell of his thankfulness for all that he had been given in the last couple of hours. But he gave more to me than he could have ever known. The car made it all the way to Kentucky and all the way back to Minnesota without a single problem. There was no engine light that came on, and the gas pedal worked just fine. God knew exactly what he was doing. I just sit back and wonder that he had to slow me down so I wouldn't miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime to meet someone who would help me see eternity in a different light. God said that he put all of the earth's dirt in one of his baskets and measured and weighed each mountain and hill. Wow! What would his basket look like? I know what our baskets look like. I can still think like that little kid down at the beach playing with all the beach toys and taking the shovel to pile sand into a bucket. One small-sized bucket compared to a human being. But can you imagine a God-sized bucket for the dirt that is contained on the earth? I imagine this means he has the wisdom to find each sand particle, wherever it may be on earth. He has not lost track of it. He has measured it. He knows what it looks like, and it matters to him. Just as he has measured each detail of your life, he knows what it looks like, and it truly matters to him. The mountains and the hills, each one has been hand-designed by God. He knows each groove. He knows each pebble. He knows each speck of sand, each new height on the hill. He knows how high the mountains will be. He knows the sights from the mountain tops. Why is it that we can entrust the things we see in God's hands, but we have a very difficult time entrusting the unseen to his hands? The unknown hills and mountains in our lives come in many different forms, and often don't make much sense. Here are just a few examples. The loss of a loved one that went early. The pain of a friendship that went wrong. The misunderstanding between church members. The diseases that we watch a friend go through. And the daily burdens of life circumstances. These are just some of the storms we often watch many people go through and scream out, "Why? God, don't you see this mountain?" I think we need to take the time to get a new perspective on the mountain. Instead of looking at the mountain, we need to look at who is holding the mountain. Even when the earth shakes, who holds the earth? Our God holds the earth. Our God never ceases to be in control. Let's start to see who it is that holds the earth's dirt in his bucket. Let's see who measures the mountains and the hills. In fact, the next time you see a mountain, choose to take the time to look over each detail of it and remember that it was designed for you. Each particle of it was placed in time, as every piece of you has been placed in time. You are tremendously special. Yes, right now the storm is raging, but God has not left you in the storm to rot and die. Instead, he is reaching down with hands of compassion to remind you that he will redeem you and love you through this time. Just hold on. Your time is coming.